This is Co-op Chronicles, episode 36. Welcome back to Co-op Chronicles. This is episode 36. I am Pint-Sized Geisha, and I have Blacklabel.
Hello.
And Azzilee.
Hello.
And today is...
we're going to talk about the from Satanic Panic to streaming Craze, D&D, and Baldur's Gate 3. Dang, I'm good.
Yeah. I know the correlation between Satanic and D&D, but what's the correlation? No, I don't think anybody associated Baldur's Gate with being satanic.
I didn't say that they did. I just said from Satanic to Panic. I'm talking about, it's mainly D&D, but they share the same thing.
Okay.
Like they share a thing. Also, I got a message from a DM. He was like, hey, please consider using spoiler warnings in the podcast, because when I talked about the Cyberpunk one.
Aw.
Yeah. I said, my bad. He said, it's cool.
Okay, from now on,
Sorry.
Good note, though. Thank you. From now on, when we talk about any games, and we're going to say, we have to mention the spoiler
Anything
alerts.
with the ending.
Anything with the ending, anything with whatever spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't play New Age games, so all my spoilers are like years old.
Spoiler alert. Do you think there'll be some spoiler alerts in our episode today about Baldur's Gate?
Maybe people haven't played Baldur's Gate.
Exactly.
Well,
Don't talk
spoiler
about the
alert.
end.
Hey, we're talking about Baldur's Gate.
Don't talk about the
I'm
end.
letting them know. I'm going to be talking about Baldur's Gate, so you might want to mute it, just in case we do talk about it.
If we talk about the end, we will say, hey, this is when you should mute us for a little bit.
Well, I feel like everybody's played Baldur's Gate.
You don't know that.
Well, I'm letting you know. We're talking
Oh my
about Baldur's
God.
Gate right now.
Yes, we're talking about Baldur's Gate. We made that very clear, but we can still talk about Baldur's Gate without having any spoilers.
No, this is a spoiler alert.
Oh my
I'm
God.
letting them know.
You're in a bad mood.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
This is a spoiler alert. That's what it's for, to let them know that some things may be said about ending of Baldur's Gate. But everybody's played Baldur's Gate 1,000 million times.
No, you don't know that.
Anyways, we're going to talk
being
about
ridiculous.
We're going to talk about the evolution of D&D and how it was looked down upon. It was scorned in the mainstream culture back in the day. And then we're also going to talk about Baldur's Gate 3, and we'll talk about how D&D went from kind of like a underbrand thing to like a boom brand, like a blockbuster thing, and then the surge of Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, we're going to do that.
First, I would like to thank Papadopoulos for recommending Armored Core 6, because I've never heard of this game before, and it looks fascinating. So
It's a
thank
From
you.
Software game.
Yeah, it's a From Soft game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But shout out to Papadopoulos.
It's like a Dark Souls mech game, right? Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
I didn't
Have
play
you played it yet?
I haven't
No.
played it. But I do agree with Papadopoulos that it wasn't given
Papadopoulos.
that
That's his
recognition
name.
or that hype that normal From Softwares get. And that's why it was so overlooked.
Sorry, I'm being a geisha right now.
I do agree with Papadopoulos.
Papadopoulos.
It was
Okay.
a good recommendation. Thank you.
So, Geisha and Azzilee, have you guys ever seen any older D&D stigmas in your own circles? Well, I guess you probably haven't, babe, because you aren't in it. Or has it always been a cool thing for you? And then also, how does
What?
BG... Like stigmas, like bad stigmas. Because back then, when like
Right.
our aunts and uncles, they played it, it was
Yeah.
like looked frowned upon.
Yeah.
It was like satanic. They talking to the devil.
Yeah.
I've never.
Well, because that was like back then.
Yeah, I've never, in my current time, I've never had someone be like, "Oh, that's satanic."
Oh, you're a witch.
I think now it's more like Baldur's Gate seems so dark and like spooky, and I think most of the time for like D&D like tabletop gaming, people make it pretty fun. I mean, it can get really dark, but for the most part, you can make it pretty fun.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had I mean, I guess how does Baldur's Gate fit your guys' like current excitement, or when it came out, how did it like fit in? Was it like taking over your whole gameplay of everything else?
I have yet to play it.
You haven't played it yet? I thought you played
she
it.
hasn't played it. Remember,
No, I
we
thought
were
she-
supposed to start the new
busy
thing.
lady.
I thought she downloaded
Oh,
it.
busy
God,
lady.
nose is runny. I wasn't big on it at 1st. Like, I remember Blacklabel was like, yeah, me and two of his coworkers, well, him and two of his coworkers were going to do a run. And I was just like, I don't really want to do it because it doesn't seem interesting. But then I did it, and I didn't know what I was doing. Like the first couple nights that we did it once a week for like maybe an hour and a half. And I was just like, I don't like this. Like, this is just, I don't understand what's going on. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do my own run by myself just to kind of learn what I'm doing. And then I was like, oh my God, this is pretty cool.
You just don't like playing with people.
I don't mind playing with people, but I don't like playing with you in these type of games because you can sit here and you can grind, and then you get like 50 levels ahead of me, and then I'm just a weak sauce in the background whenever we play together.
That doesn't happen in Baldur's Gate. We're all the same level the whole time.
Because we played together.
She just had to like play the campaign by herself to get invested.
Are you already just attacking me? We just started the episode. I feel
Babe,
like
you woke up. You're hungry. You're hangry right now. We were talking about spoilers, and you were like, well, this is a spoiler for the whole episode. It's like, we're not, that's not how spoilers work.
His Uncrustable is thawing out.
Yeah.
it's a spoiler alert. That's what it's.
Is it frozen?
It's
Did
not
you
a spoiler
It's
alert.
frozen.
You bit that frozen?
Yeah,
Ugh.
savage.
It's not a spoiler alert. I feel like we need to have a conversation about when is the appropriate time for a spoiler alert.
Well, I let them know ahead of time. This is what we're talking about. Can you move on from that? Thank you.
You're such a butthole. So, no, my point. Okay, I'm going to make this point real quick.
Oh my
You are
God!
saying,
Why do you always have to have the last say?
because okay, think about it. If you're saying that this is a spoiler alert at the very beginning of the episode, don't you think some people who have not played Baldur's Gate are going to stop listening at that point, and they're going to be like, this whole episode is a spoiler. I'm not going to listen to it until after I play Baldur's Gate.
Okay, you
and
probably
they're never
right.
going to come back.
That makes sense. Yeah,
But then
you're
if
right.
you say, hey, at this
Let me
point,
just take a couple more bites of my
40
Uncrustable.
minutes 40 minutes into our episode, hey, this next 2 minutes is going to be a spoiler alert for Baldur's Gate 3. You might want to mute us for like 2 minutes, and then they're going to just mute us for 2 minutes and then unmute us and listen to the whole entire episode. If you're labeling the whole episode a spoiler, for me, if I was a listener, I would be like, I'm not listening to this entire episode then.
Okay, you're pretty right.
Get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I get what
Okay,
you're throwing
then.
down. I get
This
what
is
you're
not a
putting down.
spoiler alert episode. Jesus.
Okay, now that you had the last word,
Yes.
we're gonna move on.
Thank you. Let's move on.
Okay.
So so you know how like the Reputation versus back then, it was like in the 1980s there was a moral panic with parents, media, religious
Yeah.
groups laying D&D as the pathway to occultism.
Yep.
Yeah.
And satanism.
Please stop.
Satanism?
Satanism?
Yeah, stick with your
And witchcraft.
yeah. And there's just like I do recall there was a church, a big church, because they used to record like church videos, or like on TV used to be big, and they were talking about like it's the devil, all these kids are the evil's taking over them and blah blah blah. I don't know. It was a different time back then.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys remember those? You guys probably don't remember them. I'm older than you.
No, not really. I was just a little baby when we lived with like near auntie and uncle, and they played that stuff. So I was not part of that craze.
Yeah. D&D also slowly shed its evil stigma around the 90s, staying somewhat underground. Like they had their those fans that would stand around in like caves. I'm not saying. No, I'm just saying. I'm just like they're fans that gathered around and played D&D. Like it started slowly deteriorating from the evil stigma because people started forgetting about it. Yeah.
I think Stranger Things kind of brought it back too. I mean, not
Did
brought
they
it
play
up, brought it back.
I never
but
was
they,
a fan of Stranger Things. That they
like the kids played it. In
Yeah, the kids
first
played
season.
in the first season.
That was where like the Demogorgon thing
Yeah.
came into play.
It's kind of how they figure out and how they correlate. What's his name? The bad guy? Vecna. Like, what am I trying to say? So they play Dungeons and Dragons, right? And then they have this actual thing happening in real life, like the under. What do they call it in the show?
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. This is a spoiler alert
The Upside
for.
Down.
Yeah, this is a spoiler for what's that? What?
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. We're gonna go into Stranger Things right now. Spoiler alert, mute us. So in Stranger Things, they play Dungeons and Dragons, and then they actually have this like Vecna and the upside down world, but they correlate it to D&D because in D&D they have like the monsters and the Underdark and stuff like that. So that's how they like, what if this is the Underdark, or what if this is like the monster?
I never watched it.
I think it was like it was like a hobby that they all did together. So I think it kind of helped them like
Believe in everything.
And because like they're young, you know, they're trying to like rationalize things. As they get older through the seasons, it's not really. I don't think there's a scene where they play it again.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it was just the bridge between like these are young kids, they play Dungeons and Dragons,
and then this,
so
like,
their imagination
crazy,
is already
thing is happening.
Yeah, so their imagination is kind of like already.
It also didn't help that they played in the basement, which is kind of creepy.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, spoiler alert. Over.
Hold on. Can you guys keep talking?
Oh my god! I do want to mention that I just read this article that a 16-year-old boy attempted suicide in. Can I say that? Attempted to unalive himself. You might need to edit that.
No, I think that's fine.
He attempted to unalive himself in utility tunnels underneath the campus in Michigan State University because he played D&D and he heard that people were like LARPing in the tunnels. And then
Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan.
What's his name?
James
Dallas Egbert.
Yeah, the third. Or were you going to bring that up?
I was, but that's fine. No, that's good.
In the 90s, in the 80s.
The 80s,
yeah.
He understands that LARPing is like pretend, right?
Yeah, but then
I don't even think that was it though, because
it's correlated that he got lost.
Because the parents, their families blame the game because they found he had a link involvement into the game, and it fueled their fears, and it kind of created like a panic. And assumed that he was involved in some occultism stuff.
Yeah, but he was just depressed.
Yeah,
he was clinically depressed.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah, it is pretty sad. What do you guys think about in society that led D&D to re-enter mainstream culture? Did pop culture references or general? Oh my god, I can't even pronounce this word right now. My brain's not working. Do you think pop culture references acceptance, or just the culture in general acceptance helped this?
Yes.
Or do the trick. Thank you.
What? I don't understand.
Dude, I can't even talk right now.
I don't. What are you trying to say?
I think before D&D and like nerd culture was very looked down upon because it was like nerds only do
culture.
that. And I think nowadays in modern time, literally like Pokemon blew up.
Yeah.
Anybody will buy Pokemon cards nowadays.
Yeah.
A lot of people play D&D nowadays, so I think that stigma is gone with the time.
I'm pretty sure the word I was trying to pronounce was generational. Generational.
Generational.
Jesus.
Generational.
God, what is wrong with me right now?
Like through the decade.
Like through the decade.
Sorry, through the generations.
I know what that is.
Oh my
God, I'm fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Stop
Jeez.
being a baby.
That was funny.
Generational.
What the heck is my brain? It was like that one dude where we assumed that he said historian wrong.
What was he saying?
No, it was history, but the sentence didn't make sense, and we were like,
she wasn't here.
No, I'm talking about me and you.
Yeah, so last night we were watching this video. We were watching Cub Scouts play the Egyptian game with the mummy, like
Adamantine or something.
Mm-hmm.
But in the beginning, it's typed wrong. Like it says it says history, like I want to be written down in history, but it's supposed to be like historical.
Yeah.
And
Or
we're like,
the world's biggest.
historian, like
Yeah.
the world's biggest history
That's
historian.
just
And I was
what
like,
happened in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
my bad.
I saw that.
I was going to say something, and now I forgot what I was going to say.
You saved me. It doesn't matter.
I was talking about nowadays anybody plays.
Oh, nerd culture.
Yeah,
Nerd culture.
I like the word nerd culture. I think what also played into like the acceptance of nerd culture and D&D and video games is social media, like Twitch, because like all Twitch, I don't know exactly the history of Twitch, but I feel like it's, to me, if it started off as like video games and video game content, that's what it originally was supposed to be before it went, wherever. And it made society, like, there are thousands and thousands of people that play D&D, that video game, and it's fine and it's okay, and there's this big community. So I do feel that social media did play a role in the acceptance of like nerd culture. Does that make sense?
Yes. To me, it does.
Yeah, that makes sense to me too. Some of the modern mainstream booms, just as you guys said, those Stranger Things helped it, Critical Role, D&D movies, and also like the update of the additions to the book, like 5th edition.
Yeah.
It
5th edition was real big, I think.
Yeah, it made it really...
It made it playable.
Yeah,
for
easier
people.
for new players. It opened the floodgates.
Because like previous editions were like very math heavy. It was like percentage wise, not number wise, like whole numbers, and it was just like a lot of.
It was hard.
Yeah, based off of stories told for me. I've never played older editions because
I remember looking at it, and it
seems far too complicated for my brain.
Yeah, like the player character pages or sheets were insane looking back
They
then.
did just do the new update, and it looks interesting. Like the way you build your character now is kind of interesting, but I still just play from like the 2014 rules. So
yeah. How do you guys think older players react to seeing D&D praised by the same mainstream that once mocked it?
I think I think they're okay with it. I think they're like, finally, now everyone can see how cool it is, how fun it is, instead of just feeling upset that they were kind of looked down on back in the day. But I think they're just happy that the game itself is being recognized.
Yeah. What about you, Geisha?
I feel like there's still some old
Heads.
some old
Heads. Old heads.
Shh, I can't
She has to think.
with you talking in my ear.
16 football 74 8.
Some older generational people who still would look down upon it. You kind of have those like, I don't personally have them, but you have those like aunt and uncles who are just like, back in my day, this was associated with the devil. Don't play it.
Yeah, there's probably more like
Leave it
religious
alone.
families though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to think my family's super
Yeah.
religious.
Yeah.
I don't know if my family feels like, I don't think they do.
You should ask them.
I should. Be like, hey, uncle, do you think D&D has anything to do with the devil?
What are your opinions on this game?
I don't think he
The
really
devil.
cares. My family is religious, but not like that, where everything is like the devil. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, what's that movie? Waterboy.
Waterboy.
My family's not like that.
She's the devil. So do you guys? Well, I guess you kind of answered that in this question. Yeah. Now that D&D is like only accepted, or not only accepted, but it's like celebrated. I want to get into Baldur's Gate and the legacy of that. So, did you just fucking laugh?
Yeah, because look at Mochi. He's like, look at his eyes. He's like, oh.
They're kind of
The
big.
devil.
He's like, what's going on?
So Baldur's Gate, it was introduced in 1998 as a CRPG format.
Oh.
Yeah, and then Baldur's Gate 2 came out in 2000. It refined it, gaining a little cult following. That sounds bad when you say it like that. But yeah, BG3 and Larian Studios. They also created Divinity Sin. I don't know if you ever heard of that. It's kind of like Baldur's Gate 3, like the way it's mapped out. But I played Divinity Sin 2, and it was really good. It reminded me of Baldur's Gate 3. Is that my phone?
No, it's my phone.
But yeah, it was really good. It's kind of like a sandbox mechanic type thing. BG3 adopted the D&D 5th edition, or 5e rules, sorry. Which I think helped players who played Baldur's Gate 3 get in to understand D&D more and get into it more. Because then you understand, like, advantage, disadvantage, spell slots, classes, stuff like that.
I think playing it on a platform is easier because it also like does things for you automatically, which some people have a hard time like role playing in real life. So instead of like describing how you jump over a chasm, the game will just do it for you.
Yeah,
and you're like, okay, this
jump.
is so much easier.
What's your favorite moment in BG3, babe?
Spoiler alert. I don't know if I have a favorite moment.
Now we're gonna be saying fucking spoiler all
I
the
know,
time.
You
but
just gotta put that in there.
you just gotta put it in there, okay?
Disclaimer.
I mean, we should have thought about it before.
I'll mark it on the description before we
Yeah.
put the episode out. Like, hey,
Yeah, but we should also listen to our listeners and be like, "Hey, spoiler."
That's why I changed the description.
Yeah. I don't think I have a favorite moment, but I don't think I have a favorite moment.
No,
No spoiler alert.
No,
No
no spoiler.
I
can't
just
think
like
of
in the
anything.
game that you could defeat enemies like in the craziest of ways. Like you don't have to hit them with a sword, cast a spell. Like you can kill them with the environment. It's fucking insane. Like I remember, it's not even a spoiler. This is just something you could do in the game. You'll end up learning something. But I was watching this streamer. I forgot her name, but she does a lot of one shots. Like she'll try to one shot a boss, like just kill him in one shot, not like D&D one shots. But she did stuff that I didn't know you could do. So she like turned a druid turned into an owlbear, and then like
Satan.
No, it wasn't. I don't know who it was, but then she made the owlbear super big. And then she made him go on the top of a mountain and jump off all the way onto a boss and just smush the boss.
Oh.
Can you please?
There are
Baldur's Gate 3 just popped up on my feed.
you can kind of do stuff like that in tabletop D&D form.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, you can.
I guess
like,
you just
assist,
need that. I guess you just need
assist
like
people.
need an imagination like
Yeah,
that.
like if you're fighting someone and you have a druid, you can make a plan of action. Be like, hey, turn into this, and I'll use this spell to make you huge and stuff like that.
I guess it's just different seeing it actually happen.
Yeah.
Because like it just jumps on him and it kills him one shot, and I'm like, what the fuck? I had the hardest time with this guy.
It's also hard when you're not like a very imaginative person, anyways.
What are you trying to say?
Not saying that you're unimaginative.
Yeah, I get it.
But like when you are not unfamiliar with the mechanics of D&D and you are already not thinking outside of the box to fight in the game, Baldur's Gate is great because it helps you not have to think of these plans. It kind of like it leads you to those plans where it's like, maybe this or blah, blah, blah. And then watching people play, that also helps you get ideas for stuff for the future.
Yeah. I will admit I didn't know how to play Dungeons and Dragons. And I didn't understand majority of it. But then I played Baldur's Gate and I'm like, oh, I kind of understand a little bit of it now.
Yeah. Do you think that Baldur's Gate 3 is more approachable, or is it more hardcore for new players? I mean, this would be a good question for her.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's approachable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really have a great imagination. Like when we do our D&D sessions, I'm kind of just like in the back.
You do kind of like to
I just like hang out and just
You're like, I want to stay out of the frame.
You're like,
I'm
I
just
just
gonna-
want to survive.
I'm
Where's
I'm,
my gold?
I'm a what am I? I'm
A
a
hussy.
stop.
That's not the right
A
word.
lady of the night.
That's not the right word.
My D&D character
It's a lady
Is
of the
Very
night.
reserved.
is very reserved. I'm a high elf noble. I'm
No,
a sun elf.
she likes to get down at night.
It
Or
does-
is that her old character?
No, it is this. My character is always the same person and always the same like background
You're
and
just there
history
until you die.
until I die. No, even like
If you die, you're just gonna have the same character.
yeah, I just have the same character with the same history.
I
It's
think
just the same. She's the same, but she just has different classes. And,
it's a multiverse.
Yeah,
I think character building, it's different for everyone. Like, I like to mix it up. I like to make, like, really dumb characters or, like, really, characters like yours, Geisha. But I think once you play it long enough, you kind of just get tired of playing the same character. Or you might not ever get tired of playing the same. I don't know. No. But I think that's why a lot of people mix it up a lot.
Yeah. Well, like I said, she's the same person, but she will, like, first I was a wizard, and then now I was a sorcerer, and now I'm a cleric now. Like, she just changes up her class, but her overall self, she has the same first name. Her last name just changes. Her build is the same. Her history is the same. She is a set of triplets. Her mama is her only parent. I don't know where her daddy is. She's 414 years old. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe as you play your character more, you might gain, like, I just had the phrase in my head. You might, like, build your character more, and maybe you'll have, like, the same ideals later, or maybe it'll change based on, like, your alliances or your care and compassion for somebody.
Yeah.
You never know. You just got to get invested into the game.
Yeah. She's kind of uptight, though, my character. She kind of just hangs back and is like, whatever.
Yeah.
Where's the loot?
Yeah.
we got to get an NPC. We got to get Chase to include an NPC that you'll really want to die for.
Yeah. Because I'm just like, you guys can go first.
Yeah, you won't die for us.
So, with like I was saying, with the D&D 5e popularity going out, do you think that? Well, I guess you haven't played Baldur's Gate. Have you watched any gameplay of it? Do you think Baldur's Gate or BG3 teaches new fans the same mechanics? And do you think it's more comfortable for them running 5e games thanks to Baldur's Gate 3 and the approach of teaching, feats and spells and all that stuff?
Well, first, I think they're vastly different.
Oh my God, here we go.
It's definitely not the same.
You think so?
I'm pretty sure Chase will tell you the same thing.
I don't know, man. Baldur's Gate kind of...
They're not the same.
They're like the same
There's
thing.
stuff that you try and do on the tabletop game all the time. It's just like, it's not BG3. You can't do that.
That's true. That happens
Well,
all
the
the
only
time.
difference is, in comparison to that, for example, I always try to, like, do, like, a movement thing that obviously I can't do.
Yeah, BG3 doesn't account for movement speed. That's a thing in D&D.
Yeah, that's the only thing, though.
And
encumbers, but I don't have any loot, so that doesn't even matter.
Another thing I've noticed is, so, like, as a spellcaster, a wizard, a cleric, and all this stuff, you need certain items to cast that spell.
Yeah, we don't play that type of D&D.
Yeah, we don't play that type in D&D. But
Chase is like, they can't handle it.
Yeah, right?
Must be a generational thing.
In my spell card, they'll say, like, I need a sliver of metal.
Yeah.
And in Baldur's Gate, I'm like, I can just cast it whatever I want. Why do I need this freaking sliver of metal?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like as said, we don't play that way.
Yeah,
D&D because I'd be
we're too dumb for that.
like, is there metal in the ground?
Because otherwise we'll spend like 3/4 of our session
2
just
years.
shopping.
It'll be 2 years
trying
for
to
this
get
one.
components to cast spells.
Like, we're already almost on like 6 months on this one campaign.
I know.
It's because we
don't meet very often
It's
anymore.
because we get distracted and we
eat
only
and
do like
drink
one.
a
We only
lot.
do like one fight per session.
We do, and then and then everybody just gets distracted, and we talk,
tired.
tired, and
That's-
drinking and eating.
It's definitely why we don't
We're
do
like, okay.
components.
Yeah.
Let's just push through this.
And Chase is really nice because we don't because some spells require concentration or some spells are ritual spells, so they take a while to cast. And it's like there's a lot of things that we don't do just for the easeability of playing, especially
let's
because
get
we're
through
all like new players. So it's like we don't really know what we're doing yet.
Yeah, I don't, and that's why I kind of hang back most of the time in our sessions because I'm like, excuse me, I burped. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hang back here.
Yeah, I would love to have some people that actually play share their experiences. That'd be funny.
I like watching. So Critical Role plays it very like by the book. So they use components and they do like actual time in the game. So like certain things take time. They do like rough terrain. So that stuff plays in a part.
Well, that's what it's
hardcore.
easy to do that when that's what they do.
Yeah, exactly. And I like watching Dimension 20 because they're all like, if you watch like older seasons, they're all like new players. So Brendan is really good at making it easy for them. They don't play with components. They just play with like, just casting a spell and doing it. So there's like different D&D groups you can watch that play to like what you want to play as. So you're not required to play using stuff, or you can. It's just how you want to play it. And BG3 is great because it doesn't even think about it for you. You're like, it just does it.
Exactly.
Like, that's great. Thank
That's
you.
why I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Easy.
Very easy. There's a lot of well, I guess I want to talk about like the boost of D&D and BG3 fueling each other, because you know how like Baldur's Gate 3, it was big, but like it wasn't just like Baldur's. It's weird because with what was the name, Asterion, the actor made it so much bigger. Like it brought so much more people in just
I like
because
watching
like
the
actor.
fan cams of him.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
the
They play too.
yeah. Like the
That's fun.
comedic or the epic moments made this stuff go viral even more. Like the whole, what's his name? The druid?
Hellsting.
Helsing and
He's
him.
my favorite.
The bear and the vampire getting down, you know?
Yeah. Helsing's my favorite. My next playthrough, I'm sweet talk him. And we're gonna end up together.
The
There's
bear
a
and
cutscene. Well, there's a cutscene where he asks you to be with him at the end.
Spoiler alert.
Just saying. My first playthrough was me and Astarion. Now my second playthrough is going to be
I think
my third playthrough.
Mine was, who was mine?
Yours was probably Karlak.
One of them was Karlak, and then the other was Shadowheart, because it's so hard to get her because she's a snobby little
She is
bitch.
kind of snobby. But my second playthrough, I did my dark urges and I killed everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody left me.
It's pretty on point for you.
Yeah. So, dang, yeah. Do you guys think that so players discovering BD3's freedom, chaos want to replicate that dynamic thing with friends on a table? Like we said, how we do it with Chase, because he just lets us do stuff. How often do you guys see new D&D players come directly from Baldur's Gate, the hype? I mean, I guess you guys probably don't know people personally. Maybe Azzilee does.
Everybody I know has already played it, so
Baldur's Gate?
Yeah.
D&D.
Oh, D&D.
So Baldur's Gate didn't really influence them.
Oh, okay.
No.
But do you guys think that this is bridging the gap for folks that kind of found tabletop? Because that's how we got into it.
Well, we played D&D before Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, but
we did.
But Baldur's Gate 3 made me want to do it more. I don't know if that makes sense. It made me more excited for it. I don't know. It bridged the gap for me to have I don't know how to explain. We're not very imaginative, or I'm not very imaginative, but the game helped me want to play tabletops more. I don't know how to explain it. These fucking cats, man. Yami's so chunky on the camera.
They're fat.
No, he's not.
I wouldn't say he's fat.
Why do you
He's
always
just
say
hefty.
that? I don't like that.
Is he a fat boy?
He's hefty.
No.
You called him fat the other night.
No.
Yes, you did.
No.
You said he was a fat boy.
Well, he's mine, so I'm allowed to say that.
He said mine too.
No.
Sir.
Repeat the question. I was busy with the cat.
Do you think Baldur's Gate 3... I think I might have asked this already, but...
Yeah,
do
you already answered. You said everyone you knew already played D&D.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think Baldur's Gate could overshadow physical and D&D sessions by offering high production visuals and voice acting?
Absolutely not.
No?
No.
You don't think it scratches a different type of itch?
I think it might add to it. I don't think it will replace it. I think people like D&D just because of the freedom to role play, and a lot of people don't have the means of
Yeah, I guess you can't role play in Baldur's Gate. It's
or a computer.
It's like a preset.
And I personally enjoy face-to-face stuff rather than just doing it online. But there is a lot of people that do D&D sessions online. No hate to that, because I've done that before too.
I know a lot of people actually that do that.
I just like the in-person kind of feel for it, and I like to build my character. That's my favorite part of doing a D&D session.
And when I say
or
a lot
campaign.
of people, I mean one or two people, because I don't know a lot of people.
But I personally would never switch, and I don't know how many people would. But
What do you think, Beb?
I think Az definitely has a point. I think if you started on D&D tabletop, the I'm trying to look for a word, like those people, for lack of better words, that category that started on D&D.
What do you mean by those people?
That's why I said, for lack of better words, that category of like true started on tabletops, like learned about it as it progressed through different phases or different editions, are always going to stick to D&D. However, like from my side, I didn't start on D&D. We played like maybe what are they called? A campaign and a half for me, and then I played Baldur's Gate, and it helped me understand D&D. Do I fully understand like whole classic D&D? No, but for me, I would rather do like a Baldur's Gate, like a video game. It's for like having it displayed and in my face, and like there's an NPC here, there's me. It's just a little bit more visually appealing to me, instead of like trying to imagine like, okay, there's this here, this there, and oh look, there's a treasure chest over there, and I'm like, where is it, what's in here? And in Baldur's Gate I can be like, oh look, what's that over there? You know.
No, I guess
so I think there's both sides. I feel that newer people
made a game like this.
Yeah, I feel like newer people might stay with the Baldur's Gate. However, the classic players that started on the tabletop D&D will always stick to it because it's more immersive and more like building and imaginations, and it's just more immersive than Baldur's Gate. But I personally like Baldur's Gate just because I know little about tabletop D&D. If that makes sense.
You know what's weird to me is that the D&D game that's like kind of big still is Neverwinter. I don't know if you've ever seen that or heard of that.
It's an expand. Well, it's like a campaign.
Yeah. But no, there's a video game.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, and it's completely, it's like an open like RPG type thing. Oh. So it has nothing. It doesn't even look like a turn-based game, kind of like BG3. So it's just weird to me that they have that. You would think they would try to teach you. I don't know. It popped in my head.
There's a lot of ways to play D&D. Mm-hmm. So it's just another one of the ways to play.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk about technology, virtual tabletop games, the RPG evolution. So. Have you heard of Roll20 or Foundry?
I've used Roll20.
Oh, yeah, you have?
Yeah, and I've used Foundry.
Do you think could BG3 content eventually sync with tabletop characters via D&D Beyond or Rust or Robust, like another virtual tabletop? That would be kind of cool, though, if you could like sync them. I don't know.
They could make it like you can toggle on options in D&D Beyond where it's like you can add homebrew stuff or like certain expansions. I don't even know what
that means, though. What does that even mean?
Homebrew is like you make it from your imagination with no resources. Like you just made it up. It's just like a completely new concept and it's just like a thing that you play with your campaigners.
Kind of like
you gotta be
Chase's one.
You got to be imaginative to do stuff like that.
Because Chase made up this whole campaign we're doing.
Yeah. But it adds other things. Like, it can add, like, creatures and spells.
Oh, I see.
Stuff like that.
I just think that it would be kind of cool if they were able to do that. Because then it would maybe open up. Because I don't think they're going to. They said they're not going to do another Baldur's Gate, right?
Larian Studio said they're not going to make another Baldur's Gate. Another studio could potentially do it, though. Larian Studio said they're not going to, though.
So maybe another studio will do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool, studio could pick it up. Like a different story arcs or something like that. Create some mods for it. I don't know. It'd be kind of sick.
I think it's just hard to turn D&D into a game without changing concept of it.
Yeah.
Because D&D is a very it's like
completely different.
It's a very like creator heavy game, and so you can't really translate that to a video game where everything is like has to be pre-made and pre-set. So it's hard to like combine them, but you can like like base it off of.
No, I get you. So if Baldur's Gate continues to skyrocket, we might see another official different D&D campaigns turned into high-end CRPGs. Will companies replicate the 5e blueprint for other games, you think? Like Pathfinder, Warhammer, something like that? Even
They have their own systems.
Oh, yeah.
Because those are separate tabletop games. So it's completely different character building.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Have you ever played Pathfinder?
I've never.
Oh, yeah. They're different character building. It's not...
Is it the same style of playing or no?
I mean, in a way, yes. Because you're building a world and
but it's
playing
like completely different.
I think the elements are different because obviously some are more like sci-fi based. D&D is very fantastical. Not that the other ones are not everything is fantastical, but it's just different settings. So it's different character buildings, and then like there's different like D&D has all these stats, and then these other TTRPGs have different stats, so they don't play off the same statistics. So it's different in general.
You're a nerd.
Sorry.
Never apologize for being a nerd.
I was like, dang, okay, she knew these.
She knows them.
Yeah. Do you guys think that a future morale panic would resurface if VR took over, like a type of?
That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
like a.
I want to see a dragon in person.
Yeah, like a D&D VR thing.
If
That would
I
be
could
cool.
change into an owl bear, that would be pretty cool.
That'd be sick, dude. Could you imagine?
You could like swipe them with your claws.
Because then you'd be super immersed into it, and you could visually see like, okay, I can move from here. I could do this. I could see all my actions on this side. You know, that'd be sick.
I think that would be cool.
That'd be really fun.
Yeah. What kind of could you guys imagine if technology or storyline controversies might? That doesn't make any sense though.
You're like, wait, when did I write this?
No, it says can you guys imagine if technology or storyline controversies might spark a new wave of negativity?
Oh, you could write a bad campaign plot, which could spark some controversy. Some people like to do so I've seen people do tabletop games of you're in the Harry Potter world. And so your Harry Potter characters so you build off of like traits from like these houses and stuff.
But they don't like that.
So you could build a campaign on anything, and it could be pretty
Have you
bad.
seen some bad ones?
I've never seen a bad one.
We should somewhat not me, because I'm not very imaginative, but someone should do like a Bloodborne Cthulhu campaign.
Well,
There is it's called
Chase said he'll do the Cthulhu one for
there
you.
is a game, like a board game / TTRPG that is Cthulhu based. I can't think of the name. Arkham. It's called Arkham.
Arkham.
Yeah, you
Sounds
should
like
look into
Batman.
It looks really cool. It's really fun. It's very very cool. That's more like tabletop, I think, or
Yeah.
more board game based. But there are Cthulhu. I will have to like look it up because there is a Cthulhu tabletop role playing kind of game that you can play. I think it's called Cthulhu something. I'll look it up for you.
Interesting.
I would love to do like a D&D, like a Bloodborne one.
How would that even?
I don't know.
I don't even want to get into it.
You could build your hunter
Yeah.
in like with the whatever the stats are in
Yeah.
Bloodborne.
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
just
you
do
can
that.
you can just make your character kind of like a Bloodborne character,
You could.
or do you
Yeah.
want the campaign to be like?
I want the campaign.
Like the
I would-
setting.
Yeah, the setting and stuff.
The
Gotcha.
storyline kind of be similar.
Yeah.
Like maybe you could expand on the whole the church thing, the church concept, right? You could like expand on that and like build it more. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
What do you worry about with like over commercialization or like any of the upcoming things? The only thing that like with online games, because I want to see more synergy with official online D&D campaigns, like integrated with some CRPG features, you know. But I feel like if they do that, I think they're gonna try to, as long as it's like a good company. I feel like most people or not most people, but there's a lot of cash grab companies and subscriptions. I hope they don't do that if that eventually comes to the thing, or over commercialized. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you could do that.
Because it's like really blowing up.
I think it'd be cool to get them to do more games based on the pre-written campaigns from the West Coast company. I think that would be really cool because then you could play. So on top of BG3, you can have other campaigns that you can play in that world. Yeah. So instead of having to find a group to do a session on it for, you can just play the game solo, essentially, and learn how to play that campaign that way. Because some campaigns get real technical and really hard to navigate.
What about you, babe?
No, I think that's kind of pinpointed everything. Said it all. I think she's the master in today's episode.
Yeah, she's like the expert. Every time I bring up like D&D stuff like that, or tabletop games,
tabletop stuff. I love that kind of stuff. Oh, I was gonna bring a card game for us to play. I forgot to bring it.
Oh, it's that golf one you were talking about last episode.
It's so fun. Sean and I play it like 3 times a day, if not more. It's so good. It's super fun and easy.
Okay. So I got like one segment left, and I got a couple rapid fire questions. So this one we're gonna talk about anecdotes. Can each of you, share a memorable moment of D&D or a Baldur's Gate 3 moment that was like funny to you, like a weird interaction or surprising rules or exploit or something just that was weird that happened during that time?
Geisha, would you like to start?
The first thing that comes to mind is when we played our campaign with Brian and Chase on Baldur's Gate. Chase killed Shadowheart right off the bat.
Right off the bat?
Right off the fucking bat.
Dude, I was so pissed. And Brian was like, Brian was pissed too, but he was like, nope. Look, now we got to live with this. Now we got to live with this shit. Going. Yep, we got to live with this result. I was so mad. I was like, dude, we could just restart.
Why did he kill her?
I don't know.
I forgot what he was trying to do. I think he was trying to steal from her.
Oh, yeah. He was trying to steal from her.
But
and then
it's like, why steal from her? You're about to get her on your team.
Yeah. And then you can just take her stuff. But then, like, in the game, she's just like this pile of viscera on the floor that says, like, you hover over. It's like Shadowheart.
He brought her back to life, though, remember? And then she left.
She left. She was just like, fuck y'all. I'm out.
Yeah. You're mad. Yeah. No, he rezzed her, and then she fought us again, and then something happened. She bugged out, and then she just left or something.
No, she didn't leave. We had to kill her again because she was attacking us.
Yeah.
Like, he killed her, brought her back to life, and then she attacked us.
As soon as she comes out of that little pod.
Yep.
I mean, I would be mad too if someone killed me.
Fucking Chase.
Yeah, and then we had to go our whole playthrough.
Yep. Brian was like, that's it.
Shadowheart.
This is what we live with.
Yeah.
This is how it is.
Dang, that's rough.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
That's my first one that comes to mind.
That's so sad.
I mean, there's a lot of D&D moments that I thought were good, but I think Baldur's Gate 3 gives you that visual.
Yeah.
So you're able to see some crazy shit. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
There's like one moment. Oh,
it's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime. Cats are gone. There was a moment where it's pretty early in the first act, and you go to like not the goblin camp, but you're trying to get there, and you pass like this little fortress of like a rundown ruined castle, and there's like this. I don't know. It looks like a farm garage type thing. I don't know.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and you're like listening, and you're like, "What is that sound?" And it's like it's like an ogre and a. What is the other? It's like a big ass ogre or something. I don't know if it's an ogre or troll. It's the big ones. Is it an ogre?
Yeah.
It's the big ones. And then it's like a it kind of looked like one of those dudes from Lord of the Rings, the Sauron army, and he was just banging the ogre in there. You could hear the.
Oh my gosh.
And you open it up, and she's just like bent over, and he's like behind her, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And then you have to fight them and kill them.
Oh, Baldur's Gate is very like graphic.
Yes,
it's funny to me because it's very heavy on like romancing, also, which is like most role playing games. Like I think whatever that space one is with Shepard, they did that one, and there's like a whole romance thing. It's very odd to me. I mean, it's like very funny and interactive, but it's
I I think in like D&D tabletop, you can if you want to. We've never done any of those romance stuff, but I think it does add something to Baldur's Gate that people like, you know. Some players like the romance. Some players like to like do it.
Here you go. I'm gonna show you right here. So you're like opening the door, and you're like, what?
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's when I seen that shit, I was like, what the fuck is this game? Yeah, it was crazy. Big
That's
ass.
pretty good.
Yeah. Do you have any good ones?
Mine are from playing with a group, I think, because I haven't played BG3, so all I have is my imagination. And there was this scene with my friend Weston when he DM'd a small group. There was like a moment, a fight scene, and someone threw up a firewall, and then I wild shaped into a giant snake. And to get our group out of this firewall that was like a cylinder, so it's like no way out, I turned into a giant snake, and I pretty much like shaped myself into like a staircase, so my allies could like climb me to get out of the firewall.
That's like imagination that I would never even think of. I'm like, well, we're dead.
Yeah, we're just gonna sit here until it goes away.
That's pretty funny to me.
Yeah. I remember Chase told me one. I'm gonna bring it up for him. He told me that he was a wizard, and him and his party got stuck, and his friend was like the DM, and they got stuck in like a cave, like it collapsed, and they couldn't get out. And so he like put them in. He had like a pocket dimension type bag, and he put his party in there, and he turned into a bird or some shit and flew out. And the D&D was pissed that he did that because he was like, "That's not what you were supposed to do." But he rolled and got it or something. I don't know. I can't recall 100% if that's correct. So
I would have, if I was the DM, I would have been like, "Joke's on you, because now your team is stuck in that bag of holding. Good luck finding their way out."
Now they gotta go on their own adventure to get out.
Yeah.
Now you're just carrying around this bag of holding while your team is trying to get out.
So let me ask some rapid questions before we quit. Name one wild rumor you heard about D&D before playing it.
The books are really expensive.
No, a while. Oh, this is what you heard?
Yeah.
Oh.
Some gatekeeping motherfucker tried to be like, "Oh, the books are really expensive, but I'll let you borrow them." And I was like, "Oh, no, it's okay." And then when I got into D&D, I was like, "These books are so cheap. What the fuck was he talking about?"
Oh, he was just a punk?
He was just being a guy.
Whoa. Whoa. What about you, babe?
I haven't what we spoke upon earlier. The devil stuff and stuff. But did I actually believe it? No, not really. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was probably that was probably like the biggest thing because I just remember mom and them playing it when I was a kid, and it was like during that time during that time it was pretty yeah.
It was like looked down upon.
Yeah, looked down upon. If you could attend an in-character BG3 party tavern night with any PC, who would you choose?
Helsing.
I think the Asterian guy is really funny.
You would want Helsing?
Yeah. I love me some Helsing.
You want him some druid? You want some bear meat?
I don't like that he transformed into a bear, but I like his normal form.
Why?
Because he's just like you. He's big and got some muscles and...
Stop.
It's literally you in video game form.
Just as a druid.
I don't like this.
I am a big fan of the muscles.
Yeah, if I could, I would have me some Karlach and
Lae'zel.
No, the evil
the evil druid.
The evil Drow. What was her name? Miranda. Miriam. Miranda. I don't know. But yeah, them two. Oh, them two.
Them two.
Yeah. Well, you don't have any. You haven't played the game.
She said the Astarion.
I just like the character. I just like his voice.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
It is very good.
It is.
What's more terrifying? Rolling a natural 1 on a crucial saving throw in a live D&D session, or missing a 95% chance in Baldur's Gate 3? Well, you've never played.
Yeah, what is it like? Which one would you pick, Geisha?
Dude, I get pissed when I don't know. I haven't really rolled. Yeah, she rolls ones and misses. So can you tell us which one's the worst?
Probably the one. Like, I missed. It's no big deal. But if I roll a one, I'm like, God damn it! I need to pick up this stupid card. What's my
because
freaking
Chase has punishment cards.
Punishment to roll a damn one.
Yeah, if you roll the one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really rolled ones, so I wouldn't know. But in Baldur's Gate 3, and if it says like I have like a 95 or 98% chance that I'm gonna hit this, and I miss on a boss, I get so pissed, and then I die, and I gotta start over.
And then I die.
Lysel misses so much.
Yeah, I remember. I was doing I added a mod because I was trying to get all the characters, and then you could use them all at the same time.
Okay.
So you're
like a bigger party.
Yeah, so your party's not limited to 4 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I was playing on the hardest mode where you can't reload, you can't save scum.
Oh.
So if you mess up on a conversation or something, and the character's gone, it's gone. I remember I don't know why I did this, but this cow was making like a weird sound.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, in the druid area, and I was like, I think this is the guy. Spoiler alert. I was like, I think this is the guy that you can kill later on. He becomes he's something
He's a blob.
evil. He's like a blob, yeah. And I was like, I'm pretty sure you could do this. And so I killed him, and it was the blob. But the whole druid Glen turned on me, and so I had to fight everybody. And then everybody left me.
Yeah,
because I killed everybody.
To
and I was like, now I gotta do all this shit over again. I'm fucking done. And I never did it again.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what happens. You shouldn't have killed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
On the hardest mode, you have to be like super sweet and nice and make the right decisions.
Yeah.
You can't kill anything that you're not supposed to.
I want to kill everything.
Then you need to play the Dark Urge one.
No, but I want people. Well, I guess
You can't have both.
Lazel would probably stay with me.
But
Shadowheart would probably stay with me.
Lysel stays with you. Lysel and Astarion. Karlak and Astarion stay with you, right?
No, Karlak leaves.
I mean, no. I had Karlak in my party.
But she leaves later on, though.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't?
No.
Because she wants to be a hero,
You have to
right?
find the balance. So in my Dark Urges, I didn't kill like the people, right? Like the people, just the random NPCs and stuff. But Lysel and Astarion will stay with you, right? Karlak, you have to find like that balance. But she did stay with me till the end.
See, you could have the best of all of the worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Which D&D class do you trust the most to carry your party? Whether it's in BG or D&D.
Whatever heals me, so I don't die.
Yeah, I would choose either a cleric or a druid. Or a paladin.
Yeah.
Those
Whichever
three.
one's gonna keep me alive.
Those three are pretty good.
Yeah, I think paladins are fucking overpowered. Paladin, cleric, oh my god, they're so broken. In Baldur's Gate 3, stupid. Same with thief, warrior. What is it? Thief, warrior, ranger is super busted. I did like a 3 class. So busted because you get like the win thing where you could re-hit all your hits as a fighter. Second win as a fighter. And then ranger you could use, or a thief you could use like 2 hands, so you can use 2 one-handed crossbows, and you're like a machine gun. You're like do like you're just messing people up. Yeah, it's busted. I would use that over everything because you don't even have to get into combat either. You could just stay out of combat and kill people from super far away, so it never triggers combat. Yeah,
That's pretty funny.
yeah. Favorite random surprise in a D&D session or a BG3 session without spoiling too much?
I don't remember.
My favorite.
The bear.
The bear.
I'm not going to go into it, but just the bear.
I like the one. It's not a spoiler. Like you find out she's a bad person, anyways. But what's her name? Orin. Man, her outfit's pretty sick. That was like a surprise to me. Like her character, it looked pretty cool.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone came to you saying if someone came to you saying, "Isn't D&D the devil in 2025?" How would you respond to them in one sentence?
Everything's the devil.
I would say something
yeah,
right.
like, what is not the devil?
I was gonna say something, but I can't say it. So yeah,
What
Then
is
your
not
mom is the
related to
devil.
the devil to you nowadays?
yeah. Like I don't know. That's it. That's all I got. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Thank you for listening.
Thank you
Yeah.
for listening. Thank you for the heads up about the spoilers.
What's his name?
Papadopoulos. Shout out to
Who was the
Papadopoulos.
person that messaged me?
I don't know. Tony, I think.
Tony Jones.
Tony
Sorry.
Jones.
We're so sorry, Tony Jones.
Yes, we're so sorry. I didn't even think about
Yeah,
like,
we weren't even
putting
thinking about
spoilers.
it. I just assumed because like Cyberpunk 2077's been out for a while.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm just like, oh, everyone's played it, but
Yeah.
that's definitely not the case. And
Yeah.
I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, we definitely didn't think about like, hey, spoiler alert. So
Yeah.
now
I
that
just
is
figured
very
it was
good.
an old game.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
But definitely not anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now definitely we need to remember spoiler alerts, and yeah. So
When
very
did-
good.
When
very
did
good tip.
2077 come out? Like within the past 10
It was like
years?
during COVID.
Okay.
It's like
Oh, very
20
recent
Yeah,
then.
just very
Like
recently.
2019.
You're right. Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely should have thought about that.
Yeah. So very good tip.
Sorry.
What was his name again?
Tony.
No,
It was
Tony.
Tony.
No, I know the other one.
Papadopoulos.
Papadopoulos. Shout out to Papadopoulos for interacting with us.
Yeah.
And I do agree with you that what's the name of it?
Armored Core.
Armored Core did not get the hype that normal. From
Maybe I'll
software
play it.
games
I mean,
get.
Elden
you're
Ring.
looking for a new game. Why don't you try it?
Well, I'm about to go back into Division 2. I'm about to go hard in it right
Yeah, but shout out to some good tips.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Please, if you find anything else that we can improve on, or
Let
if
us
you have
know.
any like recommendations, let us know because we're always gonna be checking it out and listening to you guys.
Or if you guys want to request an episode, give us some ideas of what we
Yeah.
think about your guys' favorite games or your favorite topics. Let us know. Yeah.
Give me like a topic so I can like splurge on it and learn more stuff
Yeah.
because I need to expand my horizons.
now. Yeah.
Thank you for listening. As always, this has been Co-op Chronicles with Pint Size Geisha, Black Label, and me, Azzilee.
Bye. Wrong one. Why do you even have that one?
We gather round the mic, tales of knights and dice, gaming worlds collide, hobbies come alive. Azzilee and Geisha chat, Black Label's where it's at. Movies and stories told, secrets to unfold. Co-op Chronicles, come and join the ride in a world where fun resides. Co-op Chronicles, hear the stories, feel the vibes. Lo-fi beats, they flow as we share what we